Hey everyone, I'm Joel on the road, and today my UNESCO World Heritage journey is at the Cathedral of Amiens in Amiens, northern France. This is the Cathedral of Notre Dame in Amiens in northern France, and it dates from the middle of the 13th century. Now, it has the largest amount of interior space of any French Gothic cathedral, and it's the tallest as well. And this one is renowned for its sculpture and for its stained glass windows. Let's have a closer look. This is the western facade of the cathedral, and it's world famous for its incredible sculpture. Just behind me is a variety of locally important saints, and above them are biblical scenes, including a massive sculpture of the Last Judgment above the main doorway. Higher up again, just underneath the rose window, there's 22 life-size kings running across the entire width of the facade. It's really, really impressive. And what I find incredible is that it was discovered recently, just in the 1990s, that when the carvings were originally done, they were actually painted as well, though sadly none of the colour has survived through to the modern day. Now, although we know when the cathedral was constructed and who the initial architects were, we actually don't know much else about the initial building phases. What I find fascinating though is to get so much light into the interior, they had to make compromises such as the buttresses on the outside, and they were made quite thin and narrow. Unfortunately, this meant that they couldn't take the weight of the roof, and the walls started to bow outwards quite noticeably. In the late Middle Ages, an extra row of buttresses was attached to kind of prop up the wall, but it still wasn't quite enough, and later still they had to hold it in place with iron chains. So this is the interior of the cathedral, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's just so light and spacious and airy because almost all of the walls are covered in windows, some of them stained glass, but many of them not as well. And it's just so high, it reaches up to the heavens. You have to crane your neck to see the ceiling. Now, the main reason for building the cathedral was to house the relic of the head of St. John the Baptist, which was brought here from Constantinople after a crusade. Unfortunately, the original has been lost, but a replica was made and is still here and still worshipped. One of the most interesting things about this cathedral is its close links with World War I, because the town of Amiens is located on the Somme River, right near the battlefield of the same name. And throughout the cathedral you can see memorials, plaques and national flags dedicated to the soldiers who gave their lives in defence of the city. The cathedral was even hit by shells fired by Germans a couple of times, but thankfully it was well prepared and it didn't sustain much damage. It's a fascinating spot here, and I've really enjoyed having a look at the cathedral, and it's interesting to see how it compares with other French Gothic cathedrals as well, because we have seen quite a few of them at this point. But what I find most interesting about this cathedral is how close it came to complete destruction during World War I, but it did survive and it's still here for us to appreciate, and I really, really like that. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Joel on the road, and I'll see you at the next World Heritage site.